The sun goes up, the sun goes down. The Edmonton Oilers use speed, transition, and rush tactics to run their opponents into the ground. And that's exactly what Edmonton did today against the Vegas Golden Knights. We said in our series preview that the Vegas Golden Knights like to play up the strong side. They like to use puck control. They like to slow the game down. I said they will be very susceptible to the Edmonton forecheck, the Edmonton rush, and the Edmonton transition game because no one slows down the Oilers. They play with pure speed right up the middle, and that's exactly what Edmonton did today. The Edmonton Oilers are reminding me and everybody else that the playoffs are different than the regular season. There are teams that come out and like to lay an unsustainable amount of body checks. St. Louis Blues, the Florida Panthers. You can do it for 4 rounds in the playoffs, but it's going to hurt you as much as it hurts your opponent. It's a good way to win the cup. The Edmonton Oilers do the same thing, but with speed. They play so fast in the playoffs, it is unsustainable during the regular season. So when they show up at this time of year, it is very hard to stop them. I've also said that I am coming around fully to the idea that offense is your best defense. It is incredibly hard to score against a team like the Oilers because the offensive zone pressure and the rush transition tactics, even when you get a shot on the Oilers, they turn that puck over in their own D zone. They're already gone and at your blue line before you can blink. That means you do not have an opportunity for a second, a third, or a fourth shot because they take the rebounds or those block shots and they exit the zone with them. So sometimes the best offense is the best defense. Wild to say, but it's true. McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard played absolutely fantastic tonight. Corey Perry up on that line gets a point. The Zach Hyman, Evander Kane line chips it in. Very helpful. And Connor Brown shows that it's not just the 3 guys that play fast. It's the team. They practice fast. They have a game plan that's built fast. And when you're skating against guys like Draisaitl and McDavid in practice, you are going to play fast as well. So they elevate everybody else on the Oilers to their speed. Catch me if you can, baby. Goal number 1 is going to come on the power play. It's a real meat and potatoes power play. It's big team. It's a team that slows it down. They move it up to Theodore at the point. We covered this in a preview. The point is all about Theodore. That's what he likes to do. Mark Stone likes to get in front of the net. And what you see is they have an interesting little setup here. Like you're going to see Jack Eichel sneak in behind your screen. It has nothing to do with this goal, but I like to point out hockey tactics here for you. Eichel actually comes from very odd places and they stack up a 1-4. This is a very unique system, but it gives Theodore here at the point a lot of different options to work with. So if you take away the left, he can move it to the right, and you got to give a lot of credit to the 2 guys in front of the net, which takes away 2 Edmonton penalty killers. Theodore's up at the point, takes a quick shot. Mark Stone does the thing he does best, which is get in front of the net, tips it in, beats Picard for the first goal. And that is Vegas Golden Knights hockey. Fundamental, sound, skilled players, right position, right time. But we saw this story with the LA Kings. They got ahead on Edmonton, and then Edmonton stepped on the gas. But before we get gas, we get more Vegas Golden Knights goals. Stone gets a second here today, and just like the playbooks at Hockey Tactics 2025, the link is down below if you want to learn more shows. The Vegas Golden Knights are a little bit of an odd duck. They move 3 players on the strong side. Everything is on the strong side. That's the puck side. So for those of you here, draw an invisible line down the middle of the rink. Anything that's on the 50% of the rink the long way is the strong side. They don't go to the weak side. They don't stretch plays. Eichel's going to go ahead here and carry the zone. Edmonton is then forced to have 2 defensemen tight and with each other, and Edmonton's ready for it. They don't have, their defensemen out here. They're not afraid of anybody going to the weak side. It's just not going to happen. Edmonton's also backtracking through the centerpiece here. Edmonton does make a mistake here, though. The mistake is they've backed in too far and they've given up the line. There's no reason to do that. If you're a defender and you want to take away time and space, you got to realize you have numbers on the back check. You need to stand up at this blue line a little bit more and be more aggressive, especially because you got a back tracker, back checker so close to you. And if you wonder why I always use the term backtrack, back check, the professional term is now backtracking. It was always back checking. They've changed it. I don't know why. Whatever. So yeah, I'm a coach. I know like terms and stuff, and also old terms because I'm an old guy. Continuing into the zone, Eichel's going to carry it, and the reason they like to play on the strong side is it's just so simple. Again, this is way too big of a gap. I don't understand why you have 3 players here just using this kind of gap, but you know what? Whatever. Defense isn't the specialty sometimes for the Oilers, and that's fine. You don't really need it when you're the Edmonton Oilers. You feed it back here to Mark Stone, who was always purposely late. And when Stone's career started, scouts were all over this guy. Winnipeg guy, great dude. They said he's not a good skater. He's going to be too slow. But he's got sick hands. He's incredibly smart. So he uses his foot speed to his advantage. Slow the game down. That's what Vegas likes to do. You come to us, we're going to slow it down. Mark Stone does it better than almost anybody else because he comes in so late. He has so much gap here to work with. By the time he's able to step in, he just uses those unbelievable, beautiful hands of his. He allows them to lay down. Laying down, it's never any good. And I always disagree with it, but whatever. It's a desperation play. I'm not picking on the Oilers. Everyone in the league does it. Stone finally makes his way all the way to the hash marks and just bang, beats Picard. At this point, it's 2-0. You're feeling really good if you're a Knights fan. You're like, I've seen this before. Pickard's not a great goalie. Is it Picard or Pickard? I'm going to say it both ways just to annoy some people. Picard is not playing well right now because that's what you're feeling as a Knights fan. Edmonton, I'm not telling you he's playing bad. Calm down. Go down to the comments. Fight the Knights fans. Don't fight me. He's not playing great at this point in time. If you're a Knights fan, you think you have this game in control. But I've seen this movie before way too many times. So have the Oilers fans. I'm pretty neutral in the series. Y'all know how I feel about these two teams. They're great to watch. And then what you see is them getting caught by their strong side deep forecheck. There you go. 3 guys caught. You do not want to do this against the Oilers, and you really don't want to do this with 97 on the ice. That's ridiculous forecheck because all you got to do is step out with it at this point in time. They step out, and the first thing you see from the Oilers always and forever is they're going to leave the zone. So they don't even wait. There's an opportunity here for the Knights to add pressure to it. They don't. They just leave. And they stretch. Bye-bye. That stretch is going to cause a 3-on-1 here. You leave Draisaitl to the wide side. And Draisaitl has already fed this area pass over. He's unbelievable. Like one of the best passers in the league. He's already feeding what we call an area pass for McDavid to skate into. Corey Perry knows this puck isn't for him. He's not stupid. Wasn't born yesterday. Former 50 goal scorer. He's going to drive the net and do what he needs to do. But that area pass is right inside the blue line there. He's just looking for McDavid to skate into it. So easy to make a pass when you got a guy like this. Bang, thank you very much. I'll take that on my backhand. I'll change directions. And because Corey Perry has gone to the net and you have to take Connor McDavid, you leave him wide open. Oh, by the way, here comes the reinforcements in the back checkers, back trackers. The back trackers are back there. They're going to move it over to Perry. It's too late. They were already caught too deep in the Edmonton zone. He walks right around Hill there. Hill has to bite. Nothing he can do. Now it's time to cue the Imperial March theme in your own head because you know the rest of the game is going to be the Oilers. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm going to take half a second here to thank you for all your amazing support that you've given to me on this journey. And if you'd like to further support me more, there's so many ways you can do it. The first is free. A quick like and a subscribe goes so far. If this isn't your first time seeing a video, what are you doing? Why aren't you subscribed? I'm just a dude working in a basement, trying to make some great content for you, and a like really helps the algorithm, along with a comment.
I live in a single room above a bowling alley and below another bowling alley.
Wow.
You want to interact with me? We have a Discord link down below. I'd love to talk to you. And if you've been here for some time, or you're a super fan, or just very appreciative of the hockey knowledge you're getting, you can go one step further. I do have a crowdfunding page, buymeacoffee.com/hotgarbagemedia. The link is down below, but no pressure, only if you really, really enjoy the content you've seen. Once again, just you being here, commenting, and being part of the HGS family means more than you would ever know. Now let's get back to some amazing hockey breakdowns. The Edmonton Oilers in the third period have outscored their opponents 1,000,000,000, a literal actual billion. They have just been the most dominant team I've ever seen in the third period. Let's hold the puck behind the net and allow 97 to wind up, shall we? This looks like the scene out of a movie. I think I've seen it. It's the Mighty Ducks. They call it the Flying V. It's not really a flying V, but the fact that this is completely unpressured is bananas. This is a team playing not to lose, not a team playing to win. If you think holding 5 in the neutral zone like this is going to stop Connor McDavid, you are very wrong. We showed it in the series preview. There is no containing this man. You just got to play aggressive yourself. You have to play your own game. You got to outscore him. You're not going to outscore McDavid, but you can't relax into some kind of turtle shell defense here, some trap style defense. All McDavid's going to do is use his speed. He has 2 options. Drive the net because he's McDavid and beat a guy one-on-one, or drag all 5 guys way too low below the line. He chooses to drag them all below the line, and he's going to pass it to Bouchard, who's an absolutely stellar defenseman, who's going to take a shot. It's going to bounce a billion times. Adin Hill is going to try to pick it up, and you got to be good to be lucky. You've heard me say this a billion times, so yep, you can be lucky here all you want. 29 is going to pick up the puck, and he's going to make just a gross backhand that Hill misses. He's going to put it off Hill and into the back of the net. Here it is again. The puck has gone off Hill's glove. It's up in the air. And Draisaitl doesn't even let it hit the ice. Just whack, bang, off the back of Hill, and it's in. Yep, sure, lucky all you want. When you got guys that skilled, they know how to pull pucks out of thin air. Maybe the backhand in off the goalie is a little bit lucky, but you got to put yourself in the right position to make those types of plays. McDavid does it. The Oilers do it. They always create their own luck. That's the key to hockey. All right, the Oilers do it here on defense with a stellar poke check. Now, once again, I still think they've backed in too far, but this is part of their system. I mean, it's inevitably going to be part of their system because they're actually looking to counterpunch you. That's what you want to do as a rushing team. So I get it. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I don't understand it. They're backing up. They wait for them to come in. They get numbers here. Nugent Hopkins is just, he's really good. He's a really good defensive forward, and I think that's what makes this play different than the first night's goal where Stone scored. Really nice poke check and play by Nurse and Nugent Hopkins here together. They cause a turnover as a tandem. It doesn't matter who got the puck. They did it as a team. And now you're trapped. You're trapped with Hopkins having the puck. He's going to widen the zone. They go to the weak side, something that Vegas doesn't do that often. And then they just slash it into the middle of the ice and carry the zone. And this is a very standard zone entry at this point in time. And this is what I mean by a counterpuncher. You wait and you counterpunch. You cause turnovers. You wait for them to take a shot and get the rebound. So you're just going to bump this over to the left side, which is Evander Kane. Evander Kane is going to do exactly what he saw Draisaitl do, and he's going to make a lovely little area pass over here to Zach Hyman. There it is. Beautiful little area pass. Hyman picks it up. That's not an area pass, Coach Ryan. That went right on his stick. No, that's an area pass. He just skated into it and reached out in front of it. Pretty easy pass to make. Great pass, but that's the right type of pass in that situation. Hyman picks it up here in the slot and fires in an absolute banger up top over the glove of Hill. And then the Connor Brown goal. Here it is again. Counter punchers. They take a shot. They wait. And I don't know if you saw that, but Connor Brown actually catches it out of midair, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that in the D zone. It's just really good, and he puts it up to his own stick. So bang, the shot happens. It's off of him. Thank you, this is mine, and we will see you later. Now, what I absolutely love about this is look what he's doing in the offensive zone. He's doing his best McDavid. Practice fast, play fast. He has no fear. He cuts left, he cuts right. He creates time and space. If you've been around the game for some time, this is a worthwhile discussion. Take a look at the angle that he is skating on at this point in time. We teach young players at all points in time to do these little crossovers and angle switches in the middle of the ice. The whole point of it is to create gap because you force defensemen into bad positions like you do here. It is very difficult for a defenseman to stop this. It's easy for a defenseman to stop a straight line. Little bit of left and right angle changes. He's in now. He's free. He's clear. He puts it right over the blocker side pad. We've seen a bunch of goals like this in the playoffs already. It's a great spot for a shooter to score. And that's all she wrote. That's the game. My takeaway from this game is I might have undersold my pick in this one. I do think this is going to be the Oilers quickly. Vegas, they didn't look tight against Minnesota, and they were so susceptible to the Minnesota counterpunch. And Minnesota doesn't play nearly as fast as the Oilers. Minnesota is required a mistake from Vegas in order to counterpunch and go. the Oilers just create their own mistakes from you, or the Oilers just wait and cause turnovers, or the Oilers just go get the puck. So they're just a much more faster, aggressive version of what Minnesota was doing, and they can do it at will. And you could see that. I mean, sure, Vegas got 42 hits off, but I mean, two critical aspects of Edmonton. One, they won 33 draws. That's massive. You win draws, you control plays. Anyone that tells you draws don't matter, I don't care. Throw the analytics in the trash. I have seen analytic reports that say draws don't matter. I fully disagree. I've seen way too many goals pop in off of those. It really just comes down to zone possession time, rush ability, and the ability to create 2-on-1s, playing fast. Edmonton has done it. It's going to be a repetitive notion in this series. Vegas can absolutely come back. Edmonton has holes. You don't pay the guys you pay on Edmonton and not expect holes. They know they have holes. They've patched the ship to the best of their ability. All you really got to do is get a couple shots in on net, but they only got 17. That's not enough. You're not going to beat the Oilers in a foot race to 5, and you usually do have to get to at least 4 or 5 against the Oilers if you want to beat them. It's not a full rule of thumb, but it's pretty darn close. Yep, that's the thumb, and that's the rule of it. 4 or 5 goals, I think, is going to do it. Vegas should be able to take a game or two in this series, but if there was ever a second round series looking like a sweep, you're not going to like it, Vegas fans, but this may be it. I hope they turn it around and make it a lot closer. Other guys are going to say it's just game 1, and I fully respect that take. There is no problem with it. I don't feel my take is a hot take at this point in time. I'm okay to be wrong at this. Vegas has a lot of talent on the team. I'm just nervous after what I saw Minnesota do to Vegas, and now Edmonton, that just the faster, quicker version of the Wild, are going to crush the Knights. But if I'm wrong, you let me know down below in the comments. If I'm right, let me know down below in the comments. We'll catch you guys for game 2. Have a great night. Have a great morning or a great afternoon whenever you're watching this. Talk to you later.